I'm not pretending this is easy. As you see, it is not easy. It's not easy. But I'm going to give it a good run. We're all going to give it a good run, every one of us. And I'm going to tell you, none of us, a lot of us, really, there's a lot of us, we're dying from the day we were born. Or some of us are dead before we're dead. We're just shut down, and we're dead long before we're gone. So we need to shake up, wake up, and get up. There's so much out there you can offer. People say, oh, I couldn't do that. You see what she did? I couldn't do that. You're not meant to. I'm meant to do it. You've got something else to do. You've got something else. I've been given the tools, the people I've worked with, the things, the experience I've had through life, the support I've had from my family. All that is who I am now. And that's where I come from. You also have your gifts. You also have your talents. And you also have someone thinking about you. So don't waste it. Don't wait till you're in my situation. Or even worse, because when you're in this situation, your time is very, very precious. And as Van Morrison would say, precious time is slipping away. And we can't allow that. If you do that, we're giving the power back to cancer. We need to de-empower it. And tell it, fine. Any illness, that's fine. You latch yourself onto my body, you're coming at my speed. That's the only way to do it. I'm sorry. Look, it's easy enough when I'm here. When I'm not feeling so good, well, I have to deal with it in that level as well. But when I've got the energy, I'm here. Why waste it? It's a God-given talent. It's a God-given gift. And just get out there and enjoy it. As much as you can. As long as you can. And I say, just have a wonder of it. But in the meantime, we need to get into the food part of it. This on the table, we can have a look at it because we're going to have a cup of tea and a scone, thanks to Jackie and a lot. Are just some of the things that I do. Now, as I say, I'm talking about me, I'm not talking about anybody else. Common sense, just pure common sense. The latest thing that I've invented or bought and thought has been the best is a soup making machine. Because part of the nutrition and how I need to eat, a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't have ate anything. My appetite was not good at all. Things were not great. And since it picked up, I have to start looking, what am I putting into my body? How can I get my weight back up? And in a natural form rather than in an unnatural form of taking sort of sugary drinks and things like that. So this soup making machine thing, I read about it, researched it. And it's actually brilliant because you just do all your bits. Sorry, Jackie, I'm taking away from your business. I just do all ingredients in there, chop them up, and put it in the stock, and I put it on like a kettle, and 30 minutes later, I've got 4 bowls of soup. And they're fresh, 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 whatever I put in there. And they're beautiful. I made one the other day, butternut, coconut milk, and chili, and oh my God, I nearly had the whole 4 bowls at once. But just something simple. Another thing is I can do it, go away, and come back, and it's there. And my husband, who's wonderful, has come to another different level in cooking, but soup is not one of them. And has done mine, and it's always a very messy thing to make. So this is quite, and he just cleans up, and it's like a little kettle. You can have a look at it at tea time. The next thing is I cook now with coconut oil, not olive oil or any sort of oil. Coconut oil is a new sort of phenomenon, and it's absolutely beautiful. A lovely thing to cook with it, I would do, would be I would fry up a red onion and some cabbage. And you have a little hint of coconut, but it's not overwhelming, but it's beautiful. And you can use it for anything you would fry, cook. It is expensive, that's the only thing, but you're really using very little of it. It's like a lard. You just skim it, and you put it in the pan, and it just dissolves clearly into a liquid.
Is there a difference in that coconut oil? Because in the health shop, they're charging like £25.
You know you'll get it in Malachy Falls for £6. Stay local. Stay local, stay simple, stay fresh. That's all you know. No, Malachy, for anything, if you want to look, the internet is pretty good, but to me that's taken away from local. And if you went and asked the girls in Malachy Falls, it's absolutely brilliant. Bernie and Pauline, and I've known them for years. And anything, if they want to look at it, they'll find it for you.
Well, there's one in the Polish strip in Tesco's for £2.95.
Well, again, it's better than nothing, but if you want to try it and see what it's like,
I've tried it, it's lovely.
yeah, there were £6 in all this, 6.79 for that jar. This one's a bigger jar. Apricot kernels is another thing that people take when they're on cancers. Again, it has been proven this, whatever, but I'm not terribly fond of apricot kernels. There's not a nice taste. So I'm not very nice to those ones. When I'm cooking, I cook with a bouillon. The bouillon sweep down the salt and MSG, and so you try to get as natural as you can. And this one is quite good. I find it quite good for putting into any type. Goat's milk, goat's yogurt, you'll get it anywhere. But I personally like goats. Some people don't. You can take almond or go into that type of thing. I've actually got a machine today to make my own yogurt. And it's basically a flask. That's all it is, a flask. And I'm going to give it a go. Because once you've taken, they give you, you can buy packets to put your bacteria into the milk and whatnot, but you take a little bit of what's left over. This added originally to Mix-Lot that all sort of cultivates, and it's an experiment. Watch the space. There could be one going cheap. This Himalaya salt, exceptionally very, very good. Because it's better, it doesn't corrode. Other salts, sea salt's fine, but this one is very pure. And it's got minerals in it. So you're getting your minerals, and I find it very, very nice with any sort of cooking, and put it in your porridge, and it has a nice taste. It's not over salty, but you know you've got it. But Himalayan coarse salt is very good. Again, whatever. Keep everything as you can, and I say, as natural as you can. This is one of the mueslis I would use because it's gluten-free. Not that I need gluten-free, but it's just a little more natural, and it's got quite a nice taste to it. It's not too bad. As my son used to say when he was little, "Mommy, why does everything that good for you taste rotten?" But it's true. It does taste like crap, but it really isn't. No, it doesn't. But you need to go as natural as you can. In a sense, if it comes in a packet, it's not natural. It's not been there. It's been hanging around. It's like one time, a friend of mine were going into Marks and Spencer's cafe in Sprucefield, and the scones hadn't come in. The fresh scone had not come in because the boat had stopped, or the lorry hadn't come in. And I said to Mum, how fresh would the scone be in the lorry all night? Really? Yeah, that's a fresh scone. It's probably 4 days on the road and it's a fresh scone. You know, really, you have to make common sense. Really, what's a fresh scone? A fresh scone is get your own flour and make a fresh scone. Or go to our home bakeries here in the town are excellent. And they're made fresh every day. And your bread is fresh. If you have to bring it in a plastic bag and it tells you to eat it within the next fortnight, the chances are it's not fresh. Eggs and anything. I mean, free-range eggs in a pound shop. That's not really. I don't think that egg was laid yesterday. You could be looking up to quite a few weeks. But I'm lucky enough. I've got a supply of fresh eggs coming off hens through a contact. I'll not tell you where. It's a very strong contact. And they are very, very fresh. And when you've had that egg, whew, that's a good egg. This little guy up here in the vegetable stall, he's very, vegetable shop, very good. He'll get you anything you want as well. Stay local. If we don't stay local, we're going to lose it. And then we're going to cry about it. And we're going to say, oh, them big supermarkets come in and took all our business away. And then we're going to cry about it. Almonds. Also pretty good things, especially for ladies in menopause. But also good just to have, if you're not able, I don't eat any red meat. That's personally because I can't digest it. But I eat chicken and fish. And I'm fine with that. That's my protein. I have to try and keep it as balanced as I possibly can. Fruit, as much as fruit as you can. There's going to be some tasting of beetroot juice. I juiced some earlier. I juice beetroot, carrots, apples, ginger, lemon, and celery. I like the taste of it. It's very refreshing. all together, yeah. About 4 or 5 carrots, till about at least, depending on the beetroot, if it's small, big. There's a cart up outside the church on a Saturday. They sell very nice beetroot, the little people from Ballerona. Then about half an apple, you'll get the taste. The apple's more for the sugar, give the sweetness. Half a lemon, everything, skin, pips, everything, right through. And ginger, it's not a ginger like that. It depends. Again, you'll find your taste. A couple of sticks of celery. Some people put other things in. It's just up to your own taste. You'll find the taste. You'll find what suits you and how it goes. But it's, again, that particular recipe is for cancer patients and to flush out the liver. And I have found that it's a very good bowel mover. It's a very, it does cleanse your bowel very quickly. You can take it first thing in the morning, but you take it right away. But then I'm not a stickler for rules. Sometimes I take it not too late. I won't take it much too late. I mean, you go up in the middle of the night. It will, clear out. But anything you can do to help enhance cleaning your system. If your system starts backing up, then you're in trouble. Like anything, any system. Your plumbing system backs up, you're in trouble. Everything's in trouble. So drink water. The water situation, as I say, it all depends on what your sources are. There is springs around. I know there's one out at Clygan that currently has been cleared, but you have to be careful with taking any water from anywhere that you don't know, because we've got contamination wells that we knew that worked years ago. You don't know what's in around anymore, so I'd be careful. If you know of it somewhere, get it spring water, yeah. But if you don't, there's all these other things you get into your house to filter. You'd have to look into that, but I don't know anything about that. I have a machine that what I call distilled water. It comes through to steam, but then I add some minerals to it because that takes everything out. When I travelled, I always had my machine, I had my juicer. I had no clothes with me. I had so much stuff in my suitcase. I had my distiller, my juicer, and all these sort of things. And this difference from every country to every country and what water was coming through was quite amazing. We've got a lot of lime here. A lot of lime in our water. So the water I get is just from pure steam, and then I put a mineral into it and add it to a supplement, because it's really, that water's not much good unless I put some alkaline. The idea is that when you've got cancer in your body, or any illness, is to alkaline your body as much as you can. If you've got too much acid, then your body's going to go under a lot of pressure to try and deal with everything. So keep the acid out. That's where the sugars come in, and the chocolates and the ice cream. When I was in hospital some time ago, I heard the dietitian telling the little lady to eat ice cream, and everybody loves ice cream in the hospital. I thought, that's not a good idea. There's up too much phlegm, plus it's got a lot of pig fat in it. It's not really the best thing, ice cream. Yogurt, yeah, it's much better. But again, if you're phlegmy, you have to be careful. Natural sugars, as natural as you can, but again, you have to be careful because they also can have high sugars. So your fruit and your vegetables, avocado is another thing. I don't eat butter. I put that on my bread. And it's lovely. Not everybody's taste, but it's lovely. Pesto. Lovely pesto. Someone gave me some nice recipes for pesto. I haven't got around to doing it yet, but it's pretty easy to make. But it's a bit faffy. I like to go to JC Stewart's and buy it. And they make a very nice one. Fresh one. You buy these other ones, as I say, it has an expiry date for 2 months. They're not really fresh, so again, you're defeating the purpose. Honey, as natural, again, as you can. Manuka honey, it's got a lot of good publicity, but I have a little statistic on Manuka honey that might make you think. There is more Manuka honey sold than there is Manuka honey produced. So not all your Manuka honey is Manuka honey. So you have to, I'm not saying it's better, but you can see why they're charging £25 for a jar. If you're having the real Manuka honey, you might pay that, but you'll be needed. Paying £25 for a jar of honey, no. If you're taking honey with hot water, always put the honey to the hot water, not the hot water to the honey. because by doing the other way around, you kill the bacteria in your honey. You want the bacteria in your honey. So you can put it into hot water. And the drink that I make is, for me, and again for cancer patients, is honey, lemon, and turmeric. Turmeric is a very powerful herb, and it's also very good for anybody with arthritis. You can put it in anything. You sprinkle it over chicken if you're cooking it. And it doesn't really, turmeric doesn't give you like a curry flavour. It gives you like a woody flavour. And I find it quite pleasant. I have funny tastes, but anyway, I eat funny things. People always tell me that, but the idea is that if you take that, I take that drink, and the idea is that the turmeric, you can buy turmeric capsules and supplements and things like that. So that was being on the food. The steamer, why I brought the steamer with me to remind me, through microwaves are bad news. Why nuke your food? You're just nuking it. And I mean, I've been to these different very top healthy restaurants. Avoca is one of them. And they have this very fancy food, and they'd say, would you like to heat it? And I said, well, how are you going to heat it? And put it in the microwave. It's not healthy anymore. You've just nuked it. You've just put radiation through it. So you've just taken all the nutrition out of what was a nutritional dish and just given me a nuked piece of salmon. And I thought, no, a steamer will do the same thing. If you have a steamer and just set the dish, or it'll make it moist and warm it. And it'll take a few minutes more, but what the hell? At least you're not damaging your food. So a microwave, I have not seen any purpose for it whatsoever. And getting back into our kitchens, I have enjoyed getting back into my kitchen. I always did enjoy cooking. The only thing I did excel at school was to cook and sew. That was about my hands, because I was dyslexic, and to do anything with your hands is always good, and I enjoyed it. I went away off that when I was off my food, but now I'm enjoying getting back in and tasting my food, and making my food taste like it's got the flavours that I put in, and I'm in control of what's going on. And I used to always say to my boy, there's a special ingredients, do it with love, and it always tastes better. There's nothing worse than someone standing, I hate chopping carrots. I hate chopping carrots. I don't want your dinner, thank you very much. That energy is going to flow up onto my plate. No, thank you. Just get back in there. We've got into a convenient world. Like, and I'm as guilty as anyone else, and I buy the pre-packed whatever, and they're in the black plastic, little plastic dishes. They're all chemicalized, but you don't have to put them in the oven and cook it. Take it out of that, stick it into a steamer, and you've got a nice dish. You don't have to be nuking it. I drink, this is a tea, a new one. It's called Rivola. Again, it's for cancer patients. And again, it's from the Amazon, and we've got all these things. Now, does it work? Does it matter? I believe it. And that's the way I look at it. I believe it. It's got a very green leafy tea to it. It's not it's a herbally taste, but I quite like it. So if it's good for me and I feel I can handle it, I'll take it. If it's not nice and I don't like it, I don't think I'll bother. Life's too short for short things. The other thing is, not only the chemicals that you're putting into your body, chemicals that are on your body, like soaps and perfumes and things like that. We need to just be careful of that. And one of the biggest ones is deodorants. And this is a deodorant stick. It's a crystal. You can buy it in Holland and Barrett, and you wet it, and you just rub it on your skin, and it stops you from smelling, basically, and it's very, very natural. You see, a lot of times breast cancer people will tell you it's the lumps that get blocked. And when you're spraying deodorants and all this stuff, you're actually not allowing your lymph, you're not allowing you to breathe. This will allow you to breathe and not smell at the same time. I have used it for years, and I wouldn't use anything else. In fact, this one, and they're about £5 or something like that. Now that's quite a while. I bought one in London 2 years ago, which is a bit bigger than that, and I paid £10 for it, and I still haven't used it. It's still usable, and it's still, so it's not that it's expensive, but it's this crystal. When you wet the crystal, run over the skin, it leaves a film, on your skin, and then you don't have to worry about smelling, and yet you don't have to worry about the chemicals. Underwear, this is not for men, but underwear bras, be very careful. You sit here on your lymph gland, and they do put pressure. And if you're wearing those, be very careful. These are just things that are coming through my head that I know that will be with people, and I won't be thinking none. And also chemicals and colours of what you're working with. If you've got really, if you can smell the colour of the chemical, that's not good in any clothes. The other night there was another program also talking about the washing powders. If you buy these cheap washing powders that look like they're the real thing and they're all clumpy, well, chances are they'll be made in China, and the chances are there could be anything in there from rat poison to whatever, and you don't know what you're putting in your washing. So be careful of what you're using chemical-wise and everything. If it's just be aware that the chemicals will seep into your skin and can give trouble. It's just a thing. Then we'll finish up here before we go for our tea. The spiritual side of things. That's personal. Everybody's there. But that's a very, very powerful part of healing as well. That you are, whatever way you feel you're connected, through your own prayer, whatever it is, meditation. I've put some books out there. You can have a look at them. They're just a mixture of things that I personally find and a lot of comfort from. The other thing we have to remember is that life is also humorous. Laughter is your best medicine. Before I got sick, I was very involved in getting involved and done a lot of different programs on a thing called laughter yoga. And I thoroughly enjoyed doing it. I thoroughly enjoyed giving it, and it gave me permission to give other people permission to laugh for no reason at all. The scientific side of it is that when we laugh, we release the good endorphins. And those good endorphins are the things that bring up our immune system. And it helps. We can't laugh at everything in life, but the idea is that don't shut it out just because life has been a little dark. Carol Dewey's plays, Carol Dewey's shows, anything to do with Carol Dewey, you're sure to get a laugh. And it's very powerful. I remember reading and saying, whenever people are going through chemotherapy, just sit down and put on a funny video. You don't have to laugh, just let you hear other people laugh. And your brain actually responds to that. And it's better for you to get you through that. And I have to say, when I was going through chemo, I did feel that it was pretty difficult to tune into that sort of thing. But at the same time, I was feeling that that's the part that was missing. But that, through time, like everything else, starts coming together again, and then you do want to have laughter back in your life, and you can laugh at certain things that you probably couldn't laugh at before. And when you have a sense of humour like me, it's quite dangerous. But don't be afraid to get laughing. So now, before we go, I think I'm going to check with Carol. Yes, I think we're ready to go. Before we go, see, you've all been sitting there listening to me. The format I'd like to finish with this evening is that we're going to go to tea here. But before we go, we're going to shake ourselves out a little, because they say breathing and exercise is also very important. I used to love dancing. I'm not quite able to do that at the moment because the old lungs won't really let me do it. As long as I keep slowly. I used to dance around the kitchen to Cuba Duncan. I still dance around the kitchen to Cuba Duncan. Too much of my, but a little more slowly. I'm not as that. And if I could have got my hands on a CD he was playing, I would have played it here tonight. And it's from a guy called Boxyard Brian Kimmerlet. Fantastic. And I know people say, Cuba Duncan turned my head. And I know my son in London and America, when we were in America, because when we got to America, I went to America with my little granddaughter nanny for 4 months last year, and it was an absolute gift to be there. And the little thing is crazy because her grandfather and I were dancing around the kitchen to Cuba Duncan. And you only have to mention Cuba Duncan, she starts doing this. She is absolutely, and she loves music. And they'd say, Mom, were you playing Cuba Duncan today again? I said, yeah. So we have Cuba Duncan every day. And he's good because, you know, Hugo has got such a light heart. And part of vision is that we say, when you're doing anything, do it with a light and happy heart. And Hugo has a light and happy heart. He does. He's so good with everybody. And he just wants to lift everybody and sees what it is. So if I could have got that, I couldn't get it. So now we're going to do just a little bit of exercise. We're going to get up off our seats. Now if you don't please anybody who can't get off their seats, this is just a little bit of a shakeout before you go to your tea. When we come back, I'm going to let you ask questions or you can chat to me. And then at the very final part of this evening, I want you to really listen. The really final part of this evening, we're going to do a meditation. And this meditation is part of our vision program. And then every one of us will leave in silence. There'll be no talking after meditation. Everyone will leave in silence. That's the end of the program. So now we're going to put a little bit of music on. But first of all, I'm just going to give you a little bit to shake out. I'll turn this off now. Can you hear me still? Yeah. That is for the music on. It's just shake out. It's more of an Angelo Lockley thing in mind. But anyway, shake out the hands. And just moving and just being aware. Just take it easy. There's no rush. You can start with the thumb, then the finger, the fingers, the hand. Be aware just that you're sitting, listening, moving, elbows, shoulders, neck. Don't forget to breathe.